Well, with us is Brendan Brown, Chief Economist at Mitsubishi UFJ Securities International. Brendan, it's been quite a week in terms of central banks because, of course, it's put this race completely in the open. No one was really expecting Weber to resign. Is this because of pressure from Angela Merkel?
I would say Weber is resigning because essentially he wasn't confident of getting the backing required from Angela Merkel, and he didn't see his chances as being head of the ECB as very good. And it is a major setback because Professor Weber was the person most likely to take the ECB down the route of monetary reform and to some extent pruning its reputation, which it's got, of being Europe's bad bank. But of course, without the political backing, he couldn't do that. And
Brendan, he didn't have many chances just because he was too hawkish, because he was seen as being too much of the German position.
I wouldn't put the debate in terms of hawkish or dovish, but Weber and the experts around him in the Bundesbank were concerned that the mistakes made by the ECB during recent years and were developing some sort of blueprint for reform and improvement. And that clearly didn't get political support.
But how do you rate his performance, and would he have been a good ECB president?
One can obviously go through the record and find mistakes that Professor Weber was part of as much as other people within the ECB, but the big point was that he saw what had gone wrong and was determined to make some improvements. And there would have been a blueprint under Professor Weber for a way forward to improve the conduct of monetary policy and to begin cutting back on the bad loans to the bad banks in Europe.
So who do you see taking over? We have Mr. Draghi, but we also have smaller countries possibly becoming ECB president. It's a very difficult role because it's quite diplomatic. You have to be tough with the heads of state, but at the same time you have to have unanimity, or almost unanimity, within the board. Who's the best man for the job?
I would see the German position now being that they're most likely to fall back on supporting a small central bank president, whether from Luxembourg or one of the other small countries, possibly Finland. On the view that in that way they'll get more German influence than having another big country central bank president. I think the other interesting aspect to come out of all this is what role Professor Weber is now going to play in the German political debate, because he's now free to speak his mind. And there's a lot of dissent within the CDU and certainly within the FDP against the way the ECB's been going and the commitment of Germany to European Monetary Union. So this could set up quite a new counterforce within the German political debate.
Interesting. Brendan, thank you so much. Brendan Brown there.
Thank you.